Hey, what's going on, everyone? So we are finally at our first pay-per-view with the TCW Challenge Series. We have, pretty big pre-show, three matches in Angle, but we start off with Seth Whitehead and Nick Booth getting a win over Jalen Martin's Guillotine, just getting the young guys on the show. Uh, Seth Whitehead, 20 or 48 performance, so I'm pretty happy with that. Then we had Divine Fortune teaming up versus Maverick and Duke Freeman, with Divine Fortune picking up the win. Again, just getting Duke on the card, getting other guys on the card as well. We have an angle of the Elite and for sure backstage. Yeah, just kind of nothing to it. Really get Fro interacting with some of the roster, and it's to plant seats down the line, but it's a pre-show, so that doesn't really apply. But you know what I mean. It's not canon, but it's canon, selective canon. And in our final pre-show match, we have Flying Jimmy Fox, Team Arsenal for sure, defeating Gary, Harvey, and Mark Speed. This is just to, again, get all these guys on the card, have Harvey and Yuri and Fro with experienced veterans, get them that experience and hopefully a little bit of a rub. To me, what's impressive, Mark Speed, best rating, he's a 50 popularity, 62, 57, whatever his is. But that's the end of the pre-show. We start off pretty strong in. Oh, well, actually, I lied. I forgot about our boy Cyclone and Bart Biggins. Bart Biggins just wins. No, that is the final to the pre-show. Decent crowd reaction, but terrible wrestling. Yikes. It was a calmer crowd too. One, but whatever. So we start off with Jay Cord and Sammy Bach. We get a really good matchup where they rolled great or good chemistry. And Jay Cord defeating Sammy Bach. So Jay Cord kind of manifested him beating Sammy Bach into existence. Um, Sammy Bach, with the declining physical ability, inconsistency, stamina, it's a tough uh, spot for me. I don't think consistent ratings will come from him being a world champion. We'll see. Right after that, we go to backstage of Public Enemy number one, confronting Troy Tornado, setting up a match at Tuesday taping or show. Then we go straight into tag action, where we're gonna have a couple different tag matches. This time it's One Man Army and T-Bone Bright picking up the win over Syndicates, Doc Hammond and Chris Flynn. Um, really just establishing T-Bone Bright as a babyface that's surging up the roster, up the card, and is allied with One Man Army, Aaron Andrews. Right again after that, we have a tag match with the Behemoths defeating Mighty Meat. Mighty Meat put on the stipulation that if they did not win, they would disband as a tag team. They did not win. Post match, they're having a moment, and Eddie Peak interrupts him on his way out to his match. Kind of just like one last middle finger to Mighty Meaty. Eddie Peak goes on to defeat Elliot Thomas in a singles match. We have Eddie Peak throughout the year. I have to re-sign him as well at the end of the year. Um, and just get him win. I really put it in here for the angle before to make sense and to continue that feud. So nothing of note. After that match, we go to like backstage where, sorry, backstage where they want to like an interview Sammy Bach, like what you feeling after losing to Jay Cord? Is this it? And he's just heartbroken. We really want to get across the disappointment he feels, and it's it was now or never. And since he lost, what's the point? Like I'm trying to like put him out there in a sense of not him as much as like set the tone that the world championship means something. So he wanted this really bad, lost, and we're putting across the tone and sad. Then we go to Aaron Andrews preparing for the main event. It's way down the line, but still just like one of those like UFC boxing things they do where you have them like warming up and things like that. We have Grey Gage defeating Benny Benson, really good match, making defense number 14 by the Proton Lock. We go to tag action with Joshua Taylor and Roderick Grimace defeating Ed Stone and Dazzling Dave Diamond, with Joshua Taylor submitting Ed Stone. Ed Stone is somebody that we're going to look at was a little more of a tragic figure in the company. I don't know if it's going to be like a hangman style thing where we kind of like not bury him, but we push him down, and so he surges up through kind of thing. But there is going to be a long overarching story with Ed Stone, and this is really planting that seed of Joshua Taylor, Roderick Grimace getting the win up on him, and pretty good matchup overall. Following that, again we get a Wolf Hawkins preparing for the main event. I'm gonna adjust the mic here, but we get a Wolf preparing for the main event and just pretty much getting that across that it means something. We have Freddie hyping up Matt Hawking backstage prior to Matt Hawking's match versus Dr. Love. Again, not my best feud or storyline. Kind of thrown together to get everybody involved, but led to some fun angles, and it's really to establish this relationship here. Sorry if the furnace is kicking. I don't know if you guys can hear that. We go to Matt Hawking defeating Dr. Love Danny Funzarelli with the Hawk Shock. This is to calm the crowd a little bit before the main event. I am hoping really hard the main event pulls off a great rating. And then we'll go right into it. We go to main event. Yeah, we'll take it. Aaron Andrews defeats Wolf Hawkins by pinfall at the Flying Body Press, making defense number 5. I went with regular. Yeah, regular, decisive, open. Just the basic. I thought about calling a ring, or I thought about slow build. I just don't. It seemed like those like hurt, both inconsistent, which is kind of crazy. But let's see here. For inconsistency, 82 and 90. So I mean, I don't know about all that. Nonetheless, we end the show with Aaron Andrews getting the win over Wolf Hawkins. All in all, it's a successful pay-per-view. We are probably going head-to-head with another event. It might be the Super Bowl for football. Um, Sunday, week 2, February. Yeah, it might be a Super Bowl. Um, but all in all, 45,000 people attended. Put on a great show. Jay Cord and Sammy Bach stole the show. And for it being the first pay-per-view of our company, I'm very excited about that. I think throughout we had each thing had of importance or was establishing for down the line. We have our surging young star and the guy falling down the card. We have the guy we have to push with the challenge and, whatever. Then we have a new baby face rising up the roster versus a heel faction. We have a tag team disbanding versus the Monster Tag Team. We have the Monster Tag Team like spokesperson, manager, leader, uh, instigating the former tag team. We then go into the heartbreak of not being able to get World Championship. We have the World Championship being prepared. We have our TV title and our TV champion killing it. And then we have pretty solid tag action with, honestly, Dazzling Dave Diamond isn't all that special. All in all, pretty happy with the show. I would say I'm not disappointed, but I am disappointed with the main event. I wanted a 90. We'll get there, but we're gonna J Cord, Greg Gage, and Mighty Mo. I don't want to compliment Aaron Andrews and Wolf Hawkins for average. Um, One thing I did for the company is I made deals with Canada for TV and pay-per-view. I saw that we had popularity in Canada's like mid 50s, so that way we can get a little bit cash flow in there. As you guys saw last month, we only made $1,000. Let's see here. Is there any big wins that were shocking? We will check out Titan and Killer Shark's popularity. I feel like that may be pretty good. And Greg Gage, uh, maybe someone else. I don't know why Streamlabs is pulling up like that, but whatever. Alright, so, okay, what is this? Soft drug user, okay. We'll go no action. Okay, soft drugs don't really hurt much. Okay, we got a couple people leaving the business, don't really matter. Joshua Taylor contract ending. So again, remember this year we have to sign everybody to contract. Now, what I'm doing is I'm gonna sign Joshua Taylor for a year, and well, let's actually change this to no, whatever. Um, and because that's gonna make next year a little more interesting, where now he's gonna be part of that. He's also we fully have him scouted. He's a great brawler. I didn't know that. I thought he's more of like a high flyer kind of guy, like basic wrestler, not just like a straight up brawler. I'll take it. Um, Microphone abilities okay, but pretty decent in ring. 75 is the important number with star quality and selling, so he meets the criteria for um, pretty balls out for sure. Okay, getting hyped up. And then Vita and Elliot Thomas are dating. Elliot Thomas, I'm actually going to put down developmental to try to develop him, and that way we can ensure he'll be alright. Alright, so Aaron Andrews went up from 82 to 84. Bart's 59. Benny was 60. Chance was 55. Chris was 50. Cyclone was like 0. Danny Fundraw 62. Daryl Devine 50. Dazzling Dave 62. Dean 35. Doc 63. Ed Stone was at 60. I don't remember what Eddie Chandler was. I think Eddie P was 65. Elliot was like 48, something like that. I don't remember. Flying Jimmy's 57. Freddie 65. Frozen like 0. Greg was at 50. I know that for a fact. Human Arsenal hasn't changed. J Cord went up to from like 72 to 77. We'll take that. Jeremy's at 48. Josh was at 67, 68. Killer Shark was at 60. Mark Speed was at 52. I'm saying what they were at, not necessarily what they are now. Matt Hockey went up a little bit. Maverick hasn't changed. Mighty Mill went down a little bit. Uh, Public Enemy, we're getting them. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that overall. I don't know what the ceiling's going to be for him as much for right now, but I want to get him to a spot where I can find him a tag partner and get him going from there. Sammy Bach, I think his popularity was 80. No, it actually went up. So it went up in defeat with a great match. We love to see that. Uh, Seth Whitehead now is recognizable. Cool, 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 cool. T-Bone was at 49, 50, somewhere like that. Titan was at 60. Um, yeah, we're doing pretty good across the board. I'm happy with everything. Company-wise, we went up another popularity point. We made 1.2 mil. Pretty good. Trying to think if there's anything else of importance to show before we go. Um, no, that should be it. I will talk to you guys next time. Thank you for watching.